Fellas, this is the Ape of Wall Street, back to simplify your world. Now, I've been blowing a lot of loads lately, and some of you guys' moms have been asking what's going on in Iran. And a lot of your guys' girlfriends have been saying what's up with the Epstein files as well. So, I had a buddy, and the other day his girlfriend was putting her shirt on and asked me, so what's the deal with that? Can you simplify things? So, let me try and simplify it here really quick for you. Okay, so this is the common chart we've been shown about. As you fuck around a little bit more, the more that you're going to find out. And I wanted to actually correct this chart as it pertains to today's situation with geopolitical affairs and the state of the world. So what you're going to find actually when it comes to the Epstein Club, and those are a bunch of guys raping children if you didn't know that part, is that the more they fuck around, it's actually an exponential curve. So they're going to get to a point, and this is about the current point that we're at. The Epstein Club has fucked around just enough that they're come to maybe a mathematician can tell us more about what the term is called, but it's a point where they've fucked around so much and they're actually finding out more and more the less they fuck around. And it's coming actually to where the chart's going to start going left here, and they are going to continue finding out even though they stop fucking around. So, that's that part simplified. Let's simplify something else here. What's going on in Iran? Well, a bunch of pedophiles running our government. They have pictures of them raping little girls. So, who's got the pictures? I'll simplify that for you. Israel does. And Israel said, go attack Iran, boy. Go sick 'em. And Trump did it, as you can see. So some people are laboring under the delusion, actually, that Trump is a good guy and America first. Well, I just want to point out to you guys that here's where you're at on the chart here. You fucked around a little bit and you thought that Trump was going to expose the pedophiles. Right here is where you're at. So you were fucking around with Trump, and pretty soon you're going to end up actually finding out. And that's what's going to happen to you if you're still laboring under that delusion. That Trump is not a part of the Epstein Club. There was a black girl the other day. She's a very strong, independent one. And as she was putting back her panties on, she said, well, I don't think Trump's a pedophile because I talk politics when I'm banging your guys' girlfriends. And she said, I don't think he's a pedophile because he said he wasn't. Till there's any proof that he did that, I'm not going to believe it. This is where she's at on the chart. But I voted for Trump. Full disclaimer. But if Trump wasn't a pedophile, why wouldn't he just blow the Epstein files wide open and tell the American public, hey, go look at them, dive deep into them. Hey, FBI, Kash Patel, why the fuck are you drinking beer at the hockey game, buddy? You're not even a hockey player. You're just like a fat fucking Indian guy who no one knows where he came from, and all of a sudden you're head of the FBI. Go investigate these Epstein files. Because look, Les Wexner, Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, every fucking billionaire that anyone knows is all pedophiles involved with Israeli intelligence spying and treason, a blackmail operation on our politicians. We got to get to the bottom of this. Pam Bondi, go and fucking investigate and tell the American public, Carolyn Levitt, that this is a big deal. We need to get to the bottom of who's been committing treason in our government, because what's the penalty for treason? It's getting flayed alive like Ramsey Bolton in public. So I think that's the constitutional penalty for it, is getting your fingers flayed off in public by Ramsay Bolton. Who's the guy that played him in Game of Thrones? So we're going to have to find that guy. And then we're going to have to find out why Trump isn't thinking that pedophilia is a big deal or treason. So, to those of you, all of my millions of followers around the world, if you're still laboring under the delusion that Trump is who we thought he was, those of us who voted for him, well, fuck around and find out, because you're wrong. He's a pedophile, and he's protecting pedophiles. Let me ask you this as well. If you knew that I had a buddy and he's a pedophile, and then I'm like, no, he's convicted of pedophilia, right? And I'm like, no, it's all right. Let him around your kids. He's good. Don't worry about it. Well, would we have like a bit of a conflict of interest here? Or what would you say? I'm like an anti-pedophile guy? Would you think I was like a little bit of an anti-pedophile there? Or maybe you think that I didn't think pedophilia was that big of a deal? Yeah, you'd probably think I was a fucking pedophile myself. So that's where Trump's at, but not only is he protecting pedophiles, there's serious allegations that he brutally rapes 13-year-old girls. So, for anyone taking the brutal rape of children seriously, we might need to consider that Trump is actually guilty. And what's the penalty for raping 13-year-old girls in a brutal fashion? Where's Lord Ramsay Bolton? So, fellas, let's get on to the next topic, because we're not talking about Trump here. We're never those never Trumpers, right? Trump, he's not even the boss. He's taking orders from Netanyahu, who's taking orders from Rothschild. I told you I'd simplify the world for you here. So, Iran, what happened? Israel, they're a bunch of Zionists, and these Jews, they're extremists. They have, and not all of them are Jews, right? Some of them are just lapdogs for these Zionists. They're called Christian Zionists, which is actually an oxymoron. It's not synonymous with Christianity. Zionism is basically the belief that these Jews have the right to kill anyone to take their land. And that's what it is. Hey, you're not a Jew, we get to kill you. Sounds kind of racist, right? Yeah, but they'll call me an anti-Semite for just calling reality the way it is, huh? You can't kill people and think that that's okay. But now I'm an anti-Semite for saying that. So let's simplify it. Why is America at war with Iran? Well, really simply put, they needed a big distraction from the Epstein files, because everyone was figuring out that Epstein was actually an Israeli intelligence asset who was providing Israel with blackmail on U.S. politicians to tell America and their money printing fiat machine called the Federal Reserve, hey, give us all your shit, or we're going to put out this picture of you raping a 13-year-old, 11-year-old, 9-year-old, or a 5-year-old boy, or possibly cannibalizing a 3-year-old or a newborn infant in a satanic ritual. You don't want that going public, do you? No. So go to war with Iran. Really simple. And then tell the public, whatever. Tell them you got weapons of mass destruction in Iran. They fell for it once. Well, those goyim will fall for it again. So let me draw you guys another graph, because this graph, we pretty much got it, okay? You're going to fuck around to a certain degree, and then you're going to fuck around less, and you're going to find out even more as you're not fucking around at all. So, okay, I'm a really fast writer. So this graph is going to show you guys and simplify the entire world for you and figure out why you're not getting pussy. It's because you don't understand that here's a graph of our government. Here's the number of politicians and so-called elite billionaires in our society. This represents the number. Here is the bar of who is involved, how many people are involved, and how many people are not involved in the satanic ritual abuse and trafficking of American children. And as you can see very clearly here, and this is strong evidence to indicate that almost all of our government and our elite billionaires, which we can start calling them delete, they're very depraved pedophiles, are involved in satanic ritual abuse of children. And here, this tiny little bar there, over there, you see that guy? Barely any. This is Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna. And Ian Carroll. And we could say probably Mel Gibson, right? He's probably not involved in killing and eating children. So kudos to you, Mel Gibson. We all thought you were a fucking nut job. And we can clearly see by this graph that people are eating children. And that's why you're not getting any pussy lately, guys, is because you need to just fucking figure out why I get so much and you guys don't really get any, and why your girlfriends are always so wet. So I'm going to try and explain it in another video of kind of what's going on in the world as a whole, so that all you guys can fucking figure it out, and then you'll be better off for the experience. So let's actually take a look at one of my latest trades here before we go. Okay. Yeah, that one's actually one of my better days. Okay, sounds good. Any commentary from the wise black man? Try and dial his number, please. Okay, we're gonna try and reach him soon here. He's been AWOL for weeks. AWOL for weeks, and all we're getting is input from a white guy. So, boys, tell your moms that I'm bricked up and ready for them. I'll see you guys in the next one.